You're listening to the Deep Purple Podcast, a fan podcast about one of the most legendary bands of all time, Deep Purple. We take a look at the music, history, and people behind the band Deep Purple and beyond. Ho, ho, ho. Welcome to the Deep Purple Podcast, the first and only podcast devoted to one of the greatest bands in rock history, Deep Purple. Today's episode is episode number 35, the Deep Purple Christmas Special 2019. And coming to you from the snowed-in suburbs of Chicago, I'm your host, Nathan Beaudry.
And coming to you from the snowed-in suburbs outside of Providence, it's your co-host, John Krampus Matola.
The Krampus. Did the Krampus originate in Rhode Island, or am I not familiar with that part of the myth?
No, he's just an evil Christmas demon.
That's very appropriate, very, very metal. Well,
the
listen,
anti-Santa.
we've got a little bit of a different episode for you this Yuletide. Generally, people are traveling and everything, so it's not your normal episode. Not going to be your normal deep dive. We're going to deep dive this time into the Christmas legends behind Deep Purple and all of the Deep Purple related Christmas things that we've discovered in our travels. So, when I was thinking about this, I thought I probably won't have enough to fill 15 minutes. And then I kept digging, and now we're left with this bounty of Deep Purple related Yuletide joys and treasures to share with you all as you're staying warm with your family this Christmas time. And what will you be doing this Christmas, John?
The usual, spending it with family.
Will you be listening to any Christmas Deep Purple?
I don't know if there's any Christmas Deep Purple. Is there?
Oh, there is. But let me just 1 second. I just got to throw another log on the fire. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just got to warm up. It's very, very chilly here this Christmas time.
I just have to, alert the viewers to the fact that Nate intentionally keeps me in the dark because he knows that my reactions are the best part of the show when I don't know anything. So there could be a Deep Purple Christmas song for all I know, but I don't know.
We got some different things for Christmas. First off, going to just kind of show you a little Christmas message from our friend Glenn Hughes. This is a Christmas message he sent out in 2008, and this was his Christmas message, a little funky Christmas way to kick off the special here, and I thought that you might enjoy this. So here we go. Here's Glenn.
Christmas to all of you, from all of us, wherever you are, wherever country that you live in. Happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, wherever your faith may be. I love you just the same. I'm in love.
I love how all-inclusive he is.
To all of you out there, we want to wish you happy Christmas. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Got a great little envelope filter going on his face there.
Oh yeah, he's getting into it.
So, a little Christmas message from 2008 from our buddy Glenn.
Yeah, I can't say that I loved the short hair Glenn Hughes phase. Glad he grew it out.
Not like in the short-haired look. It would got much shorter than that.
Yeah, he did that whole spiked mullet thing like a little while ago. I wasn't a huge fan.
Yeah, that wasn't the best look, but nice little Christmas message. Now it definitely looks like it's like, all right, guys, we're gonna do this in about 5 minutes, so let's think of something real quick we can throw together. And I'm not sure exactly what the origins of that are, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, and as usual, like Glenn had to do everything like super extra. He couldn't just say Merry Christmas. He had to throw in a million bass pops and
And Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, or whatever what he said, or whatever your religion may be. Or
yeah, it's good. He was all inclusive. That's good, like you were saying.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you, it's getting a little chilly here, so I'm gonna start off with a little beverage here. I've got a little nice. This is a warm beverage called Glühwein. It's a German mulled wine, and it's got a little brandy. It's got cinnamon, cloves, and a little orange peel. Ooh, and a nice little warm mug.
Oh, mulled wine. That's a very good Christmas beverage.
Yes, and we had this Christkindl market, this German market that would come to our city for the last few years, and sadly they're not coming this year. But you could go there and get pierogies and drink this spiced wine, and I'm just gonna drink this wonderful beverage as we catch up with. We'll see what Blackmore's Night has in store for us for Christmas. We've got our first taste of Blackmore's Night on the podcast. Here they are, singing the Christmas classic, We Three Kings.
What is Richie playing, a ski lodge?
That's what it looks like, right? And just perfect for the mulled wine sitting by the fire there.
Now, do we know what year this is from?
This is it's live at Minstrel Hall. Let me look up what year this was. It's a good question.
I'm just curious.
We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar. Field and fountain, moor and mountain.
Seems like it was some sort of exclusive event. Apparently they do it every year. It's an annual party they have at Minstrel Hall.
We bring to crown him again, King forever, ceasing never.
I'd go see this.
Yeah, this would be great for the season.
It's a cool vibe.
They have a whole recording of this whole album here.
Oh yeah, didn't Blackmore's Night do a Christmas album?
They do have an album called Winter Carols.
Right, and so does Glenn Hughes has one too.
He does indeed.
Right, like have a funky Christmas or something.
A Soulful Christmas.
Ah, see, I was close.
Same idea. The video here, they're giving you a little tour of the guitar collection that they have.
Richie's just like, I throw all my strats in the garbage. I can't. It's all acoustics and lutes from now on.
Candace Knight's busting out the plum horn, maybe?
Oh, jeez.
what that officially sounds kind of like a crumhorn, but it doesn't. I think a crumhorn is like a U shape to it. I only know that because our friend Paul's father plays the crumhorn. I love the like. I think that's Earl Grey de Chimay over there on the left with the double-necked lute. It's like the Jimmy Page lute. I'm a big fan though of like Christmas standards. This is one of my favorites.
I feel like they're like, oh, there we go. I was gonna say, I feel like they're intentionally not paying any attention to Richie, not giving him any close-ups.
Well, you know he doesn't. You know how he feels about cameramen.
Yeah, this one was like, stay about 12 feet back.
Yeah, it's kind of like an evolution thing. Eventually, the cameramen that survive are the ones that learn not to get too close to Richie. Survival of the fittest.
Like, long shots of him from the back of the room, and that's it.
As close as we can get. We need a real long zoom lens to get any close-ups of him.
You see, like, even now, like, this guy that was just the shot of Richie was probably taken from like, 20 feet away, and he's like way zoomed in.
Taken by like a radio telescope.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, the show's so intimate. I mean, it's just like a big, like, what do you call it, sectional couch.
Yeah, people sit
If
on this big U-shaped couch.
When you set up a camera in front of that, you're going to block everybody's view.
It's funny because there's people on the couch in front of most of the band, but there's even band members behind the people on the couch because it's so small. So imagine if you're at like a Deep Purple show and like John Lord was behind you while you're watching the rest of the band on stage.
Oh, that's pretty neat. That was a pretty cool performance. See, I can get into that, like, in the context of a Christmas song.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't know if there's like a Christmas album where I can listen to the whole thing.
No, I've got a lot of them. I've got some really good deep, I don't want to say deep dive. What's the word I'm looking for? But some really good obscure Christmas albums.
Yeah, deep tracks. Yeah.
And I've got all the crooner ones, all the Elvis and Crosby and Mel Torme and all of those classic ones too.
No, I don't think that Elvis actually had like a proper Christmas album. I think that he released a bunch of, because I looked for it a while ago, and
compilations.
Yeah, I think his Christmas album, so to speak, is just like he had recorded Christmas songs over the years, and so they had made compilations of his Christmas songs into an album, and he didn't release like a Christmas album at like one point.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, his Christmas stuff is like really good. And then the stuff that I grew up, it was like that first like Andy Williams Christmas album, the one from the 60s, I think.
Yeah, my wife hates Andy Williams.
I
kind of
mind it.
I kind of love him. The oopie doo dickory dock.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Like my wife cannot stand it, but I enjoy it. And I have this like Andy Williams Christmas special from like maybe the early 70s where he sings with his three brothers. They do like that holiday season song that she hates. And then he gets on ice skates and just like skates around. It's like really odd, but I enjoy it.
But that's I enjoy that kind of stuff because like I said, it makes me think of what I grew up with. It makes me think of like when I was a little kid, my parents would play it all the time. The John Denver Christmas album with I think with the Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
I think John Denver and the Muppets did a Christmas album, like the Ray Conniff Singers.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all like old school stuff. People play that, Mariah Carey Christmas album. They're like, oh, this is Christmas. I'm like, yeah, maybe if you were born in the 90s, I don't care.
Classic John response.
Yep. Sorry, nothing exists except for what I like.
This has always been true. We got some Jorg Planer sent us some ads from when in magazines when Blackmore's Night was releasing their Winter Carols album, which would have been 2006, it looks like.
Nice.
Got a few of them here. So a 3-star review.
Oh, ouch.
I tried
Wait
to
a
do
minute.
I tried to do a Google Trans. I didn't want to bother Jorg. I'm sure he would have translated it for me, but the gist
that-
of this review seems to say the review based on Google Translate doesn't seem as bad as it is, but maybe it's something's lost in translation. But he says basically every year in Christmas time there's the same amount of drama. What do you expect to get from your parents? Rammstein or Pink Floyd or Franz Lambert's Christmas album? Then he says, if you would mom and dad have good taste? Would they leave us Jethro Tull's Christmas album? No, it's too progressive. Would they leave us an Enya disc? But wait, there's another gift on the table. The new Blackmore's Night Christmas album. We are saved. No quarrels, nice choral, slight cheesy melodies, no annoying electric guitar, and then the beautiful, gentle elven voice. We are all very happy. So that is probably a very...
So why did they give it 3 out of apparently
That's what I don't
10
understand. I think
squares?
maybe there was like some sort of like if I could read German or understand German at all, maybe I would get the like maybe they're just really layering on the sarcasm. So I don't know, but yeah, it seems like it should get more than that. And then here's another ad for Blackmore's Night Winter Carols, and there's an ad featuring Richie looking off in the background, like a little bit out of focus, and focused on Candace. Richie's in the background, a little unfocused. The candle hovering between or to the side of them. So some
It
interesting.
really is like 1920s like villain mustache is really like prominent in that picture.
It was for sure 13 years ago that album came out. Crazy. Okay, what do we got next? Oh, we got a little winter, or should I say holiday words of advice from David Coverdale. So
I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah, I think you're going to want to make sure you listen very carefully here to the advice given by the great David Coverdale.
Hello, this is David Coverdale with a public service announcement. Gentlemen, whatever you do this Christmas, do not get your chestnuts too close to an open fire.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Oh, Coverdale.
Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
Did you hear him say, ouch?
Oh, he actually he actually had to go like into like a studio and like do that.
Well, I
mean,
think his studio is probably just his house,
Well, yeah, but still, I mean, he had to like sit down and like, turn on the microphone and like put that together. But that doesn't surprise me. That's good old Coverdale for you.
It's classic. I love it.
So maybe it's time for a Christmas drink. Ho 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 and a bottle of rum.
Oh, there you go. Ho ho ho, and a bottle of rum. Bacardi.
Oh, no, wait a minute.
Gold.
Wait a minute. Isn't that like a pirate song?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's not Christmassy at all. So I'll just put that back. Or, maybe like ho, ho, ho and a bottle of Jack.
Oh, there you go, Jack.
Yeah.
It looks like you've had quite a bit of that rum.
That'll warm you up. Yeah, that's
I think you should just kill that right now.
25% there. I should probably, make what do you make from rum? Do you make a hot toddy?
I guess you could. I usually use like whiskey or bourbon for my hot toddies, but I think it's one of those things. You can also put it in eggnog.
Oh, okay.
Some people do rum. I'm more of a brandy man myself. We've got another rare find from Mr. Jorg Planer here, and this is a Deep Purple ad from a German magazine. And you see here, you've got Ian Gillan, Ian Pace, well, part of him anyway. Richie, which is it just does not look like Richie.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like Richie just got back from the beach. It looks like he just got a tan or like he got his eyebrows waxed or
It just doesn't look
his
like him at all.
teeth
It looks,
whitened, or
to
it
me,
looks
it
like
looks like
fake
they said
Richie.
Richie can't make the photo shoot, so can we get somebody to just
Yeah, I
dress
feel
up
like
in his clothes?
I feel like that's a Richie imposter. Like that's not.
Well, remember one of our early episodes we had, I think it was in Mark 1, where Richie couldn't make it for one of the things, so they just had some guy stand in for him. Remember? It's like some video they were filming.
Yeah,
John Lord, not his best look. No
yeah, that's
sunglasses.
yeah. No sunglasses, short hair.
Better hair
Like,
than this guy though. What's his Paul King
yeah,
of the
what's with
band Mungo Jerry?
what year is this?
This would be 1971. So
Because this
Christmas of
looks
1971.
because this like that Paul King, like that hairdo like definitely predates like the mid '80s mullet.
Yeah, that is an old fashioned moulet right there.
Yeah,
They're
no,
standing in
that's
front of this tree with a lot of tinsel. Everyone's holding a gift. The only other person here, though, two people: Ray Dorset, also of the band Mungo Jerry, who I'm not familiar with, and then Edna Bejanaro or Bejarn, yeah, Bejarano from the band Rattles. Not familiar with those acts. The second page of the act features the other half of Ian Pace. Roger Glover's nestled
Oh.
all over there on the right-hand side.
Now that looks like Roger.
That's Roger, yeah. And then you've got some more Mungo Jerry guys: Colin Earl, John Godfrey, Peter Hessline from Rattles, and Frank Millie from Rattles. So, I don't know if these guys are all in. Those are like German bands that they were posing with. I don't know. I'm sure Jorg would know.
Well, I'm contesting that that's actually Richie Blackmore. I think that's like bogus Blackmore.
I do. I think it's one of the other guys from Mungo Jerry they got to fill in.
Yeah, that's just, it looks like too tan and happy to be Richie.
Yeah, he's very let go back. Yeah, he's smiling. Maybe the fact that he's smiling is what's throwing us off. Richie is not a world-renowned smiler.
Yeah.
He's holding a gift. He's holding a little silver gift with a purple bow on it.
Hmm.
And then the third page of it features this list. And I, of course, don't speak German. So I asked Jorg, is this what everybody's asking for Christmas? And he said, no, this is what they're getting you for Christmas. This is what the members of Deep Purple and Mungo Jerry are. So Ian Gillan is getting you an accordion.
Okay.
And then he says something about the concerto after that. Richie Blackmore is buying you this little radio that looks like kind of like maybe an alarm clock radio. John Lord's getting you this other kind of crappy radio. Although I guess it would have been a pretty nice radio in 1971. I love that Ian Pace is getting you this bike with the banana seat.
This is the Pee Wee bike.
It is the Pee Wee bike.
Looks like the Pee Wee bike.
And then Roger Glover is getting you a record player with, looks like, just a record player.
So I don't get it. Like, why are they're getting us these, like, what does it mean they're getting me that?
I don't know.
Who are they giving this to? Like,
I don't know. I didn't, maybe the readers of this magazine. Oh, it's from Bravo. Wait.
Or are these the things that are in the packages that they're trying to like sell to the whoever's reading it? Like, is it an ad?
Yeah, I guess it's an ad for those items. But it's, he said it was described that like they are getting these items for you. So
all right.
Interesting. So there you have it. Next up, we've got this is a very interesting little piece that I came upon, which is John Lord with Frida from ABBA performing a song called "The Christmas Experiment," and they did like a whole kind of live thing with John Lord and ABBA, and here's this one, "The Christmas Experiment." There's John Lord on piano here. Skip ahead a little here to where it starts.
This video looks like it could be from the 80s or 90s.
It looks very 90s to me, yeah.
Like
or
it
early.
looks very recent.
Early 2000s maybe, yeah. A lot of happy clapping Swedish people, maybe?
I'm getting no audio.
No audio? Oh, it might be just too quiet. Let me see here. You hear that?
No. There we go.
And there's Frida from ABBA, who I did not realize was married to a prince.
Hmm.
So her name right now is Princess Annie Fried Sini of Reus, Countess of Plauen.
So the Countess of Plauen.
Plauen.
I guess that the prince is plowing her.
Groan. Very festive set that they're on with lots of Christmas trees. A huge choir in the background. There's John Lord tickling the ivories.
Tickling the ivories. Sorry,
Unfortunately, he's not standing up at a Hammond organ, so we're not going to see a blistering organ solo come in this.
I haven't even seen him at all yet. I just saw his fingers.
Yeah, what more do you need to see? See him there? Bobbing his head? Oh. See him?
Oh, okay, there we go.
He's got the full gray ponytail. This might have been actually earlier 2000s, or like early to mid 2000s. There he goes.
Huh, that guy's having too much fun.
The tambourine player always does. For those of you not watching the video, Frida has sat down, so you know it's going to get some pretty serious with some Christmas jam session going on here. She didn't grab the bongos like Gillen used to do.
Yeah, I'm not hearing a whole lot of John Lord here, but that's okay.
Well. Ooh. No, it doesn't have John Lord's signature all over it, and like I said, it would be pretty cool if he busted into an organ solo right now. We can probably fade that one out, but thought it would be interesting to just know about the fact that there's a Deep Purple connection to ABBA even. There's no end to the amount of bands linked to Deep Purple.
True.
There you go. There you have it. Well, John Lord and Frida Christmas Experiment.
I feel like that's such a lazy name. The Christmas Experiment.
It also, ooh, sorry, got a clove in my mouth.
I saw you be like, you were like, whoa, like what happened?
Yep, getting towards the end of my drink here. Yeah, the Christmas Experiment, it just kind of seems like, oh, this isn't gonna work, so we're gonna try it. They're kind of hedging their bets. And if it goes poorly, they can say, "Oh, it was just an experiment."
But it definitely looks like one of those things that would like if there's like a special event or something on TV, like stay tuned for like the All-Star Christmas special on NBC or something. It looks like one of those like a network television thing
Mhm.
where they're just like they're gonna do like, you know, a half hour or an hour of like performance or something because they have that kind of like stage set stuff like that. Like, do you remember like it was, I don't know, a few years ago or several years ago, there was like the Lady Gaga Christmas special. You remember that?
I don't know if I do.
I don't know. I feel like my timeline's off on it, but I feel like it was like on Thanksgiving or right after Thanksgiving, and it was on like a network TV thing or whatever. It's like Lady Gaga is like she hosted it and she sang a bunch of stuff and she did a duet with Dean Martin or something or who's the
She
guy?
did that
Tony
album with
Bennett.
Tony Bennett, yeah.
Right, but I think it was when she just started like hanging out with him and like, you know, doing stuff. And then there was like a part where she was like made Christmas ornaments with kids or something. It was like looked like a kind of a
Yeah.
take on a like a variety special or something like that. So this is kind of what it reminds me of. This is like when a TV station like, you know, goes all out and does that kind of like Christmas themed like type special, except, you know, with people that only we would know.
Right.
So, but very cool.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Are you familiar with the band Pretty Maids?
I know.
I think they're another Swedish band. Yeah, they're also Swedish. I guess we're touring Scandinavia now. Well, they did a song called "A Merry Jingle," and who should pop into the song to play along with them but one Ian Gillan.
Tell me when you want me to sing.
It starts off with him saying, "Just tell me what you want me to sing."
This is a little more rocking.
Yeah, a little more rocking. Yeah, we brought the house down for a little bit, but now we're gonna start rocking it.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you.
This band's been around forever,
We wish you.
and this is off of their EP "In Santa's Claus."
CLAWS.
I know it.
I feel like Ian Gillan was singing background in this.
Now here he comes.
Jingle bells, jingle, jangle, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to
Is he singing with another vocalist?
I love the gang vocal. Hey! I don't know if he is singing it all right here.
I feel like that could be Ian.
Could be.
Yeah.
So over the years, this band has had the guests of Graham Bonnet, Ian Pace, Roger Glover on their recordings. They're deeply rooted in the Deep Purple family.
I like the signature Gillan screams in there.
And the laughing and the... It's funny to just have him on your song just to sing and laugh a little bit, or scream and laugh a little bit.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like, yeah, we know you're the legendary Ian Gillan, but we're just gonna give you like a little stuff to do in the background. And he's just like, and yeah, all right. And like he said at the end, he knows that he's drunk. So that's probably they were hanging around at the studio and they're just like, hey, why don't we record a song? Go ahead.
They probably had the backing
Oh,
tracks
yeah.
all done already, and they just all jumped in the booth and started screaming into microphones.
You like the gang vocal. Hey!
Hey! They only did it once too. They left you wanting more.
Oh, always.
Hey, can you hear that? Is that? I think I hear sleigh bells. Oh boy, Santa must be getting pretty close. Yeah, pretty sure I hear the clip clop of reindeer on my rooftop here. It's getting a little late here on Christmas Eve.
Oh boy, are you this good with your kids? Like, are you this convincing?
Uh-oh. It sounds like Santa Claus is coming. I am just as convincing, if not more.
Yeah, you serious, Clark?
So we've got another interesting ad for Deep Purple. This would be that same Christmas. They were in a real festive Christmas mood that year. This is Merry Christmas from Purple Records. They had only been Purple Records for 2 or 3 months at this point. And it's Merry Christmas from all the artists of Purple Records. You've got let's see here. It was promoting the first 4 albums that were being released on Purple Records. Were Drop in the Ocean, Curtis Muldoon, Gemini Suite by John Lord, and Pick Up a Bone. But then it also says Merry Christmas from Yvonne Elliman, Al Shaw, Rupert Hine, John Lord, Clive Muldoon, Johnny Gustafson, Roger Glover, John Cann, Buddy Bond, Tony Ashton, Paul Hammond, David McIver, Dave Curtis, Ian Pace, and Purple Records. It's funny, they just single out a few of the members of Deep Purple for that. And then there was a second page of the ad, which features all the members of Deep Purple. Richie in his full pilgrim hat glory, all
There we
dressed in
go.
kind of winter gear, standing in front of what looks like some mountains. So they don't know exactly, but it looks like this was probably taken in Geneva while the band was recording Machine Head.
There we go. Not smiling. There we go. So
Yeah, that's the Richie that you've come to expect. The sinister 20s villain mustache one we saw earlier, and the frowning in the background, stage left, pilgrim hat wearing Blackmore.
and looks like Ian Gillan wearing upside down sunglasses or bug sunglasses or something like that.
They do kind of look like upside down sunglasses. Look at Roger Glover's squeezing to get in the shot, like between John Lord and Ian Pace. Ian Pace is up front, kind of playing the lead singer role.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, let me show off my Santa fur coat.
Oh, yeah, it's a pretty nice coat. We've got another member of Deep Purple here who has a Christmas. Well, we'll say, I don't know that I wouldn't say this is a Christmas song, but it has the word Christmas in it. So we're going to call it a Christmas song. And that song is by Tommy Bolin and Energy. It's called Miss Christmas. This is one we haven't played on. We've played things from this Energy collection before, but never this song.
I just want to know who like did the awful job of photoshopping Tommy Bolin's head onto this body. It's like the worst album cover I've ever seen.
It's really bad. And it looks just... Yeah, his head's too big for the body.
And I mean, if it was an actual picture of him, it was in like, I don't know. Probably looked better in context.
Yeah. It's a little Jeff Cook vocals there.
You know, he's not really like, Jeff Cook isn't really anything like outstanding, but for some reason I really like his voice.
Oh yeah, he's got a great style. I like this section here. It's a little pre-chorus almost. He's playing very like Hendrix style in the song, I think.
This is your beginning, revelation your end. Each word you study and you boldly utter, but they're not your thoughts, they're just what you
I
prepare.
really dig the energy stuff.
You don't talk,
This is a nice little mellow song.
Oh, wow. Well, you can tell it's Tommy, but it's really like kind of raw.
It's an unusual effect he's got on the guitar in this one too.
Like you can tell it's like his early guitar playing.
I really wonder how you could justify
Great piano work too. Who's playing piano in Energy?
Jesus thoughts with such a Judas mind. Condemning the
Tommy
world
Stevenson, it looks like.
as if it's your right. And damn it, each soul puts up a fight. Jesus says, sinner, you destroy me.
I have this smart playlist on my iTunes that picks out anything with the word Christmas. So this is one that kind of like sometimes comes up.
Despite the title, this does not really have too much of a Christmas vibe, though.
Not at all. Yeah, like, well, if Die Hard can be a Christmas movie, this can be a Christmas song as far as I'm concerned.
Note to self: watch Die Hard after this.
We have on our Christmas list also the. My wife went to when she was in college. Had this Christmas mixtape, and for some reason, which I'm sure she remembers, but I don't. The national anthem for the Philippines was just in there in the mix for some reason. So we just for years have always listened to it, and we just keep it in our Christmas playlist. So we just every so often the national anthem for the Philippines will come up, and to me, I feel it's a Christmas song.
Well, I mean, it really depends on, what gets you in the spirit. It's all kind of subjective. I mean,
Apparently,
that
yeah, because that's
Die-
not a Christmas song at all.
but I mean, yeah, Die Hard is definitely a Christmas movie, as is Gremlins.
Oh yes, I always forget about Gremlins. I haven't seen that in forever.
Gremlins is way more Christmassy than I remember too, because I think I saw it last year for the first time in a while, and it
I gotta
really
say,
did.
I don't think I have seen it since I saw it at the theater when it came out,
Wow.
which was a few years ago.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
I remember it so well though. Like so maybe I did see it after that then, because I feel like I have this really, really vivid memory of it. And I can't imagine that would be true if I hadn't seen it, and it's got to be over 30 years old, right?
yeah, easily. I think it came out in like '84, so probably more than
That
30
long
years
ago?
old.
Wow, I still remember vividly going to see it at this theater in Cumberland that's now like a U-Haul rental place. But you know what? That
Hmm.
doesn't matter because it's time for some more Christmas cheer. I've got this Fistmas Holiday Ale from a local brewery, Revolution. Wonderful little kind of winter warmer here, holiday ale. It's gonna be perfect for what's coming next.
Fistmas could also. I'm not going to finish that sentence. I'll just leave it up to everybody's imagination.
That's not really in the spirit of the Yuletide.
Well, depending on how you get in the spirit.
Like we said, everyone's got their own tradition. No tradition like a new tradition.
So that.
Well, we've got another David Coverdale. We really wanted to be a part of this special, so he has another quick little snippet for us. So, Mr. Coverdale, what's going on?
That you, Santa Claus?
No, it's David Coverdale wishing you happy holidays and a cool Yule. On, Rudolph, on!
Always
What?
nice. Always nice to get a visit from Mr. DC.
I can just picture him like wearing the Santa hat.
I like it. He says, "On Rudolph."
He trills that R. I expect nothing less from David Coverdale.
No, nothing less from the big man. Did you see somebody on Twitter posted today? It was a picture of the show. I think I retweeted. I don't know if you saw it. It was a picture, a still from that show Beauty and the Beast. Remember that was on in the 80s?
Yeah.
And somebody
Yes.
said it's Tawny Katane and David Coverdale, 1989.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Nothing to do with Christmas, but I got a good chuckle out of that one.
yeah.
Oh, so we got another little Deep Purple related track here, which is this is another one. So we have like way too many Christmas albums, and there's a lot of really bad ones, and there's a lot of ones that my wife and I disagree on. So I do have some like heavy metal Christmas albums that she's never too happy about, and this is one of them. It's called "We Wish You a Metal Xmas." Have you heard this one? And this is "God Rest You Merry Gentlemen" featuring Ronnie James Dio, Tony Iommi, Rudy Sarzo, and Simon Wright.
Oh, yeah.
You familiar with this track?
Yep, definitely heard that before.
All right, well, here we go. We wish you a metal Xmas. Taking a different turn here in the show.
Let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ the Savior.
Dio sounds weird on this track.
Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray.
Sounds like he's eating something.
Times of comfort and joy. Comfort and joy.
I think that there were just some songs that just don't fit in with the vocalist. Like, I remember hearing this and wanting it to be better than it was.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
He got a
oh,
lot-
Dio singing God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, but I don't think it's really suited for his voice, his vocal style.
You got a lot of heavy hitters on this album. You got Alice Cooper, Dave Grohl, Tony Iommi, Lemmy, George Lynch, Steve Morris, Jeff Tate.
I just feel like, I bet if like Dio did like a Christmas ballad, like I think he'd do much better at that.
What do you think would be a better song for Dio to sing? A better Christmas song, I should say.
That part was cool. I don't know, something like Silent Night or Little Drummer Boy or
Little Drummer Boy.
No. I don't know, just like, you know, those Christmas songs that are just really like, have that really kind of ballady feeling. They're really like soft. But I mean, there are also some like, I like the metal Christmas albums, but honestly, this stuff doesn't really do it for me.
No, me either. We have the Merry Xmas.
Yeah.
I like Shredders. That's definitely my wife's least favorite of all time.
You know the albums that I like a lot better are the ones that are like more rock. Like this is more toward like the dark metal, because I mean you got like Dio, Alice Cooper, Tony Iommi, Lemmy, like that type of metal. And then there's like the Gary Hoey Christmas albums. Like those I like because they're guitar rock or guitar bass, but they're not like in the style of like music that I usually like, but I don't like it as Christmas music. Like I guess it's because like I just like, as I was saying before, I grew up with like more traditional sounding Christmas music, so it's like when it's way out of left field like this, I don't really enjoy it as much. As much as I love metal and I love Ronnie and this stuff, it doesn't really connect with me.
Yeah, I totally hear you.
And plus, there's a lot of oversaturation too. I mean, it's just like Twisted Sister did like a Christmas album. Rob Halford did a Christmas album. It's just like, you know, how many of these things do we actually need?
Yeah, I mean, I would almost always go for like one of those older style crooners, almost any time over stuff like that.
Yeah. Not that it's not fun or good, and I know that a lot of people want to put their own spin on it, or it's fun for people to play Christmas songs. I get that, but it's just like, that's not for me. Love you, Ronnie.
Well, I think there's a great balance that can be found here with this next song, which is a parody, and this is a song that was played and it was recorded for Christmas of 2011, and it was played on the radio in Seattle by three guys. Chris Rush on vocals, Sergio Ortega on guitars, Brian Hunsaker and Brian Laws, who wrote the lyrics. And this is an interesting one. I don't know if you've heard this before, but it's called Reindeer in the Dark.
No, that's one Ronnie should have sang on. Ha!
And for this one, I'll have the link in the show notes to the video. You got to watch the video. It's very like amateurish video, but hilariously put together.
When it's Christmas, you know the Santa comes to town. When the chivalry near every year, on its ripped up touching down. We all know the Santa.
Superimpose a beard on Ron.
In the night,
All right, this is funny.
pockets filled,
It's great.
filled with thrill.
My kids are obsessed with this song. They want to listen to it every day. Ever since I
Oh
found
my
it.
god.
With no sign of the brothers coming, Santa's sleigh has a fall with the reindeer in the dark.
Oh my god, this is too good. And the vocalist is like not good.
Got your wish list,
Pretty good.
well, 'cause they always seem to grow. Like a bride in the
They do the instrumentation really well. This isn't a karaoke version. This is like they re-recorded it.
You think that Santa wants to give you any time.
Oh.
To the sky to count you on his dime. No sign of your presence coming. Santa's sleigh has it flown. All is right near in the dark. It's right near in the dark.
Santa playing with his gloves on. Sergio Ortega on the guitar, yeah, not bad.
It's a pretty good job replicating the original solo, though.
Not bad at all.
It's just past midnight, and now it's all that's come around. Trying to slide all the bread while he's left, or he's lost in the brown. Lost the magic, and the rock doesn't even care.
He's just sad. Santa looking all sad. Just Rudolph lost his magic.
Look out!
Yeah, this is best enjoyed with the video.
Yeah, it's a fun song too. But yeah, watching the video again, it's not a super pro video, but it gets the point across. Lots of funny shots of dad Santas and reindeer and Ronnie dressed as Santa. This is my kid's new favorite. Ronnie James Dio holding 3 candles and wearing a Bah Humbug t-shirt. My father-in-law, I think, has that same t-shirt he wears every Christmas. Yeah, reindeer in the dark. Oh, what's that? Oh, I'm sorry, I got David Coverdale on the line. He has another message that he needs to share with us. Let's see what he's got to say. David Coverdale. This guy keeps interrupting our show. What do you got this time for us, David? Oops.
I'm dreaming of a white snake Christmas. Happy holidays, boys and girls. This is David Coverdale from Whitesnake. Keep your eyes and ears open. Whitesnake's coming to your town after all these years.
He's so good. After all these years.
I'm dreaming of a white snake Christmas.
He does it every year too. And
Oh.
he does these Christmas
But where are these from? Like, what is he? Like, what are these on?
he posts a lot of, well, he had this like White Snake TV channel on YouTube, and then he has these Christmas things that he'll do. He had, you know what? I wasn't gonna play this one, but we're doing really well in time. Oh crap! I seem to have lost my entire thing here. Here we go. He has all of these Christmas things they'll do, and he did every year. They do like this, I guess, a secret track or whatever. They'll release it for Christmas and say, here's something from Whitesnake. So let me see if I can find this one. Whitesnake, where are you? Oh yeah, so he did this one. I don't know which year it was. I apologize, but it's called Sail Away for Christmas. And I thought at first it was going to be a parody, like them saying "Sail Away for Christmas."
If you're drifting on an empty ocean
Nice.
with no wind to fill your sail, the future your horizon, it's like searching for the holy
Got a lot of liquor out on the table there.
There's no tomorrow as you look into the water below. There's only your reflection, and you still ain't got no place to go. Time will show when I don't know. Sail away tomorrow, sailing far away.
Was this from the Deep Purple album by Whitesnake?
Well, they did do it on that album, but not this version. Or was it this version?
Well, either way, this is a great version of this song.
Yeah.
It sounds really good. Yeah, I feel like this is on the Purple album.
It could, maybe it is this exact version, yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's this version, but I remember we did a great version of this, like, on the album.
It's really cool hearing him do the Glenn lines.
So what does this have to do with Christmas?
Well, nothing in that. He just, I like they just cut to Tommy Aldridge just laughing because he's never anything to do. Well, this is, like I think they released these, like, special tracks around Christmas time as, like, a surprise for fans. And this one was Sail Away for Christmas. They're giving you the song Sail Away. He's got a few other ones too. It's weird.
I mean, I guess if I wasn't paying attention, like, and this slipped into my Christmas playlist, I would still be in the spirit.
Sure. Well, it is now.
Well, I thought it was going to be like "Sail Away for Christmas."
That's exactly what I thought when I saw it. I said, "Oh, this is gonna be great," but it's not funny at all. It's just a good version of the song.
Sailing far away to find and steal or borrow. I'll be there someday. Sail away tomorrow. Sailing far away to find and steal or borrow. I'll be there someday. I will be there. I'll be there someday.
It's gonna be a new part of my Christmas rotation. Tommy Aldridge.
Well, in so much as we can't get enough of Coverdale, like, even though this wasn't really Christmassy, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to revisit the Purple album again.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to revisiting that one too. And we've got to do that on the show sooner or later.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, for the record, I loved that album when it came out.
It's really good. I mean, it's great. It's really interesting. It's very well done. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's cool that he did it.
Yeah, well, I like that him and Glenn Hughes are nodding to that era of Purple. And that he did a kind of some different takes on the songs, but some of them he just really kind of redid them, almost faithful to the originals, but not everything. So he mixed it up a little bit, and he did it with his current band as a Whitesnake album, which is also pretty awesome.
The only thing the thing that turned me off about it, because I think Stormbringer was the first track on it,
Yeah,
and not hearing that synth intro to Stormbringer or anything trying to approximate it, like
Yeah.
right off the bat, I was like, oh, but then I liked that song and I liked the rest of the album after that. Because it's like, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, and you're expecting to hear it. I thought they would do it with like a
Yeah.
bass or a synth or another guitar playing it, and they just kind of left that part out altogether. So right off the bat, I was like, oh no. But I did really enjoy the album overall.
Yeah, for me, I thought it was cool to kind of maybe like that song. I remember hearing it and just being like, that's pretty cool to like hear what the song would sound like without a keyboard or like a synth
Yeah.
or whatever. And I mean, still, I could just go and listen to the original.
Right. It's cool
So,
hearing Hughes and Coverdale at the same time out there playing all these songs and doing them like this is what it would sound like if it was just Coverdale or just Hughes, and they're both doing a great job with it.
yeah, but that's kind of a little non-Christmassy tangent.
Yes. Oh yeah, we gotta keep the holiday cheer alive. Well, I've only got really one proper song left. Well, I do have actually these just a couple of Whitesnake seems to be, or David Coverdale himself seems to be like kind of on top of the Christmas thing more than anybody else. They've been doing this for years. Here's a little ad from 1984 here. It says, "Have yourselves a very merry Whitesnake Christmas. Sorry about the delays. See you soon. Your obedient servants, Disnakes." Classic Coverdale. Look out for the new single, "Give Me More Time," released January 3rd, 1984. So I guess this would have been their Christmas message of 1983. Slide It In, being released to January 30th, 1984. And then it's got some UK tour dates there.
Taken from the new album and cassette.
Album and cassette.
Slip it in.
Slide It In.
I mean, slide it in.
And then I can never remember which one it is. And then here's kind of a more recent one. They've got tons of this. "Keep Dreaming of a Whitesnake Christmas." It's got these Whitesnake. I don't know if they sell those. They must sell those Christmas ornaments. They sell damn umbrellas.
Those are pretty cool.
They're really cool. I would love to have some of those on the tree.
I mean, I'll believe anything these days. I mean, it's just like there's a friggin' Vinnie Vincent fleece blanket on his website. All right. If Vinny is selling a fleece blanket with a likeness of himself from like the mid 80s on it for $100.
I guess the real question is, how many have you purchased?
Me, 0, because I'll never buy any of his crap.
A Vinnie Vincent fleece blanket.
I mean, who is that for?
I don't know, but if that appeared under my tree on Christmas morning, I'd be a happy man.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I would. If somebody gave it to me, I'd definitely keep it. And after I finish laughing my ass off, but my point being is if that exists, then those Whitesnake Christmas ornaments definitely must exist.
Yeah, I would think so. And like again, if they're selling Whitesnake balloons, or balloons, I'm sure they are too. But Whitesnake umbrellas. Let's see, Whitesnake Christmas ornament. Oh, well, this doesn't look like that one, but it's a it's kind of like a silver pendant that is the Whitesnake logo on it, ornament. It's one of those ones I would sneak onto the tree and then see how long it would take before my wife realized it was there. I have so many questionable ornaments already that she probably wouldn't even, if she did even notice it, she probably wouldn't even say anything. She's just like, well, what are you going to do?
Uh-huh.
They have some Whitesnake Merry Christmas t-shirts. I might pick up one of those. So I couldn't find my Deep Purple Christmas sweater. I might have to go with that.
Well, I like your Deep Purple Christmas sweater that you have right now.
This was a made up. I had to kind of put it over my Star Wars Christmas sweater. I printed it on a t-shirt transfer, and I do have I am wearing a t-shirt under this.
You gave Richie a little pom-pom on top of his pilgrim hat instead of giving him a Santa hat. You kept it as a pilgrim hat, which I think is the best.
We can you know what? I can get this. Oh, I don't have it. Oh, I deleted it. That was dumb. This thing, I thought I had the graphic for it, but I don't. Oh no, I do have it. It's right here. Oh no, is that the reverse one? Yeah, this is it. So I can talk. So yeah, I just made this real quick.
You should offer that as merch.
I know I should, right? I thought somebody could put this on a Christmas sweater. Yeah, we've got it's the for those of you watching at home, it's the In Rock album cover. It's snowing in the background. There's a Christmas tree in the foreground, and then you've got all the members of Deep Purple wearing Santa hats, except for Richie, who's wearing a pilgrim hat with a pom pom on the top.
I like John Lords is sticking straight up, almost like he's like shocked, like, huh?
I was trying not to obscure any of the other faces with pom poms or anything.
It's really great though.
That would be great to sell as merch. Well, I do have underneath this sweater, I have a T-shirt as well.
Hey.
So yeah, maybe I'll wear this for my work Christmas sweater party or whatever. So we only got really one more proper song left to talk about. Of course, I could not leave off our good friend Glenn Hughes. This is from his Christmas album, A Soulful Christmas, and this is the title track, Soulful Christmas. Here we go.
Oh man.
He just says, so far. Now I want you to look at the album cover, because it's Glenn Hughes apparently just like standing in his own living room, and if you look at the background, he's got, it looks like a framed CD of Stormbringer.
Yeah.
And there's another one beside it, and I can't tell what album cover that is. But it was like he was on his way out. This is short hair Glenn Hughes. This came out in 2000.
Yeah, he looks like an investment banker.
He does. And his suit is like, his jacket's a little too big because it was 2000. And it looks like he was on his way out the door, and they were like, oh, Glenn, your Christmas album comes out tomorrow. You don't have a cover. And he's like, well, take my picture. So they took his picture in his living room with a couch behind him and a vase of flowers.
Yeah, nothing screams Christmas about this album cover.
It looks like it was probably like taken in September or something. I think they could have done something to kind of spruce up the Christmas look of this.
Yeah, like them just superimposing like a cartoon Christmas tree like you did on the In Rock album cover would have been funny. I think it would have, like, in place of those sunflowers over there.
Nothing says Christmas like sunflowers. They couldn't even put a poinsettia there or something.
I mean, Photoshop certainly existed back then.
Yeah. That's when I started learning Photoshop around this time this album came out.
Honestly, I've never listened to this album, and I'm sorry, this doesn't make me want to listen to it. This is kind of like that slick...
It's very slick, very slick, smooth jazz sort of sound to it.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
No, not
it's
me
not.
either.
It's not what I like to hear for Christmas music or just for music in general.
But like so many, there's a long-standing tradition with Christmas albums of getting a singer in, and I don't know anything about this album, so I can't say, but they have all the tracks recorded, and like, Elvis, we're doing your Christmas album. He'd be like, doing the Christmas album. He's like, so I'll give you 3 hours, and he just comes in there, here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, and just kind of bebops his way through the album. It's slightly, almost all like the Bing Crosby, the Elvis. They're all like slightly out of time. That you can tell he did everything in one take. Like just like, oh, let's crank out a Christmas album. I gotta go play some golf or whatever. And I don't know what the history of this is, but I don't know if I imagine if it's the same thing where it's like, well, we've got these kind of smooth jazz tracks. Glenn, you want to just kind of bebop and keep grace notes over it? Could be. But this one, I believe, was written by him.
So maybe he didn't bebop over it. Maybe this was what he was into at the time.
See, all vocals, guitar, and bass guitar on Soulful Christmas. He did all the vocals, guitar, and bass guitar.
Oh, wow.
So maybe it doesn't fit into that category then.
Still, this album cover is very questionable.
The album cover is.
Like,
And it almost looks like not only the whole setup of the album cover that I laid out for you earlier, but it also kind of looks like they were like, he was like, all right, can you take my picture? And then they're like, yep, we did. And he's like, no. You know, sorry, we only had one shot. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like...
We only had enough memory on the digital camera to take this one picture.
Well, it was 2000,
Sorry.
so maybe it was one of those ones that took the floppy disk. We can only store 2 photos on this disc, so let's make it count. I remember around this time, Paul and I had the same digital camera, and his SD card I think held 12 photos.
Whoa.
I think mine held like 24, so I was like, whoa.
Whoa, that's a lot of photos.
And he went to France with this card. It was probably like a $50 card at that point that held 12 photos. And he just ended up, every day he'd be like, well, I really want to take another picture. I'm going to have to delete the worst picture. And then by the end of the trip, he had 12 like really good photos of France. But who knows how many he had deleted.
Oh my God. Well, I guess there's something to be said for that, because I mean, if you think about the amazing amount of crap that we can just snap now, like, I mean, I think I have about like 10,000 photos on my phone, and like 9,000 of them are probably garbage.
Oh yeah. Paul came home from France after 3 weeks with 12 pictures, and I probably have taken 300 pictures today.
Yeah. Exactly.
Of various things, of my kids, of just whatever food I had, or just like, oh, here's something I need to remember, click, take a picture of it.
Yeah, that's most of my camera roll now is just like random scraps of paper and like, you know, friggin'
something I don't want to write down. I just take a picture of it.
Yep.
All right, so it's time for another, as we close up this special here. I've got got some eggnog here. Oh yes.
Oh, would you like me to add some Tito's to that eggnog?
You add some. Oh, you have Tito's there too. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what?
I've already got a brand of vodka. Yeah.
We talked a little earlier about it, but my kind of preferred spirit for eggnog is brandy. So I put a little brandy in there, and you know what? I've got some eggnog. I'm gonna grate some eggnog in there.
Oh, a little ASMR.
Oh, nice. Yeah, look at that. People are gonna start tuning in for us just for that. So I'd love to have some fresh eggnog.
Oh, while you're doing that, maybe I can like my antlers can play some music. And see, and they light up.
Oh man,
this goes on for a few minutes.
We have the Christmas Weasel, who does like a rap, like a Christmas rap, and then we've got the Elvis Santa that he goes, "A Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, a Merry Christmas," and like the kids play it like 27 times a day. It drives us insane.
I didn't know that Elvis went, "Ooh."
They saw this. Yeah, it's more. He has the Elvis voice, but he's doing like the Little Richard thing. So
that's
like
weird.
It's like Tutti Frutti, but by Elvis, and he still goes the woo. It's very strange. And we saw it at the store, and they could not. They were just cracking up every time it played. So I just bought it, and that was like 3 years ago, and we still have it. We'll never get rid of it. So what will you be doing this Christmas time, John?
I'll be naughty, not nice.
Oh, scandalous.
No, real talk.
Yeah, real talk. What are you gonna
Oh,
do this
okay.
Christmas?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's I never know if it's going to be a bit or if you actually know what I wanted, what I'm doing this Christmas. My brother and his family always come home, and I spend a lot of time with them and my parents and stuff. So it's always a
Beautiful.
lot of fun. And I have two young nieces, so seeing Christmas like through their eyes is always a lot of fun. Like, not to sound cynical or anything, but like Christmas has just gotten to be like really boring because all I do is work myself to death. So it's like,
Yep.
having like a 5-year-old and like a 1-year-old doing a Christmas for them, two little girls. It's just, it's made it exciting again. So
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
really cool. Really cool. And how about you?
Oh yeah, we host Christmas, so we'll be having the family over here. We do a nice huge spread, and yeah, just mostly about my nephew and niece come over, and so we have like the 5 kids, and just kind of watching them enjoy it is all the fun.
Yeah.
And then sometimes like we get through their Christmas, and like it'll be like 2-3 days later, and we'll be like, do you want to open our presents? And like, maybe. Like, we don't usually get to our presents until like a couple days later, because we don't care, and B, it's just
Mm.
like there's so much going on with the kids and trying to have fun with them that's more important.
Yeah, seriously, it's just about buying gifts for like the girls now. And like it was even asked like my parents the other day, like, what do you want? And they're like, nah, nothing. What do you want? I'm like, I buy everything that I want. So I mean, it's
Well,
just like
that's
some,
kind of the problem, right? You end up being hounded by my parents and my in-laws for like, what do you guys want? Make a list, and then you just give them a list of things you could just buy.
yeah,
And
it's
then you're like,
ridiculous.
every year I'm like, I put things on the list, and I'm like, crap, I want that now.
Like I could just like go on my phone now on
I know.
Amazon and just have it here by tomorrow.
And now I like put it, I mistakenly put it on my list. So it has to be something I don't want right now, but I kind of want. Because if I want
Yeah.
it right now, I should just buy it right now, because otherwise I'm going to have to wait 2 months to get it.
Honestly, like, you know what I put on there? Like, I put a lot of books on my list because books are something that, I mean, you've showed through a lot of the shows here that there's no shortage of Deep Purple books. So, I mean, between those and like books about Kiss and like books about like just like rock biographies, or like just like there's so much stuff out there about like stuff that I'm interested in, that I'm just like, I don't need to read it right now because I'm already in the middle of something else. So I just put them on there, and I'm like, if I get them now, I get them. If not, I'll buy it in the next year. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Just to give somebody something, like my parents, my brother, like something to buy me. But it's just like you have to buy somebody a gift, and it's like, yeah, I guess as you get to be an adult, you're right. It's like it's kind of like whatever. I'd rather just buy gifts than get gifts, to be honest.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we've tried a few different times every year to be like, okay, well, we'll all just get one gift, or no gifts for the grown-ups, and nothing ever sticks. Nothing ever works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would be totally happy with just being like, you know what? Nobody get anybody else. Adults don't get gifts. Just get them for the kids, because I don't like. There's no gift I'm gonna get that wasn't something I said, hey, give me this. Like I had to give you the list. My wife does every year do a beer vent calendar for me, which I'm sure you've seen
That's
on
cool.
Instagram.
Yes.
So that's always fun, because every day I get a different beer that I've usually never had before. So
That's cool.
kind
That's
of
fun.
a cool, fun thing to do. And that's something that I know I'm getting one every year, but I don't know what it's going to be. So that's always a good one.
Well, that's neat. Those are kind of interesting ideas.
Yeah. So, well, just have one more thing to close it up with. But do want to, before we get to that, appreciate and thank all of our wonderful listeners who've made this year. So, not really year in review, but Christmas time. Wish you all a Merry Christmas, and thank you for listening since we started this past April, and for all the great feedback you've gotten, and looking forward to a exciting year ahead.
Yeah, we have some. Let's just say that Nate and I have discussed some exciting new prospects
Mm-hmm.
for the show in 2020. I can't wait to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, we'll have a fun New Year's Eve episode for you. The long teased Coverdale Tweets episode. So we'll be talking about we'll just be going through Coverdale tweets, and if I haven't been doing a podcast for very long, but I've been listening to podcasts for a really long time now. 15 years since podcasts. I remember 2004 listening to them on this little MP3 player, this little crappy off-brand.
Yeah.
Downloading my podcasts onto there in 2004 and listening to them when there was like 12 podcasts.
Jeez.
And now there's like 12 million podcasts. But one thing I've learned over the years is that listenership is down over the holiday weekend. Or the Christmas and New Year's. Sorry, this eggnog's getting to me here. Let me take another sip. Oh, nutmeggy. So the one thing I've learned is, listenership goes down. So people usually throw up compilation episodes or take a week off, but I don't want to take a week off. I think that's kind of, for some people who commute or work or are traveling, they always want to kind of depend on that weekly hit of their favorite podcast. So we want to make sure we still have something for you. So had your Christmas episode today. Next week we'll have our Coverdale Tweets part 1, because he tweets a lot, so we'll certainly be having more episodes.
I could fill a whole day with just what he's tweeted in an afternoon sometimes.
Oh my God, he never stops. So we're gonna play you out here with the traditional Christmas Eve reading of "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" by none other than David Coverdale. Good night, everybody.
Coverdale heavy this episode has been.
He's got the most material. Good night, everybody, and have a Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
The Night Before Christmas by Clement C. Moore. 'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the bead on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Thank you for listening to the Deep Purple Podcast. If you like what you hear and would like more episodes in the future, please donate on Patreon to support the show. You can also give us a rating on iTunes to help new people discover the show. You can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for show updates. See deeppurplepodcast.com for more details. Thank you for listening.